How you shuffle your cards reveals a little about you. So do you shuffle just like this? Is it smooth? Is it jagged? You know, maybe you shuffle like this. That's satisfying, isn't it? To me, that kind of shuffling really clears the deck, and it also helps you feel like your energy is where it needs to be. So satisfying. The problem is I have very small hands, so I can't do that with a lot of decks. So I am forced to shuffle this way most of the time. This deck, thankfully, I can do normally, but sitting like this, or shuffling like this, I mean, is definitely easier in some instances. But do you shuffle slow and methodical to make sure the cards fall back in, or do you shuffle faster and wait for the cards to come out? Both ways actually work for me. I get jumpers all the time. This one came up earlier. That's another thing I look for when I shuffle, seeing the cards. Now, it's not always, oh, you're pulling the deck apart and then you look at them and go, oh, these are the cards. You might not. The interesting thing is, or you could choose them and put them out, but the interesting thing is you've seen them already, and if you shuffle and you're ready to pull cards and those pop out again, to me that means you're really meant to pay attention to what that card says. Another way of shuffling is not shuffling. It's just laying the cards out and then just randomly picking one. The Sun. Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles. Maybe you feel the cards, and when you're drawn to a specific one, or you get a feeling either just in your body or in your hand, then you choose the card. See, there's so many great ways, and the cool thing is you don't have to just choose one way. You can change it up. Depends on the deck, maybe. Like I said, this deck fits my hands better. A bigger deck, I'd have to shuffle a little differently. Right? Another thing you could do you cut the deck? Like, I always knock to clear it. But do you cut the deck and then choose from there? You know, some people cut it into threes. So 1, 2, and then 3 piles. Choose one pile and shuffle. Oh, see, these cards want to flip over a lot. I also pay attention to how many cards pull out, because for me, 3 and 4, anywhere between 1 and 4 are cards that like to jump out. Any more than that, like half the deck, I just put it back in. Or if half the deck falls, or a portion of the deck falls, I will just shuffle from that deck. I do pull jumpers for the most part. There are some decks that I don't seem to get jumpers from. So if you're doing a reading and you're shuffling and you've been shuffling for 5 minutes and no cards are jumping, you got to find a different way. So that's when you can stop. Take a look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, both bottoms. And then grab a card from the middle. Notice I'm not telling you what the meanings of these are. The whole point is just to see how you shuffle and what do you pay attention to. Which cards do you pay attention to? Do you ignore the jumpers and just put your cards out and go from there? Some people at this point do go by the bottom of the deck, and we're going to do that to finish this little video up. Wheel of Fortune. Do things in your own way. Spin the wheel in your individuality. Okay? Let's see. What's the message we need to end with? 4 of Pentacles. So feeling confident and feeling that there's structure in the way you do things in the physical world. So if we're referring to this whole reading and what I'm talking about, we can just say that we are confident in the way we handle things. Okay. And we have 5. There's a little bit of conflict and competition. If you're new to playing with tarot or any kind of oracle deck, maybe it's you struggling to figure out, what works right. You hear people saying, no, you got to do it this way, and say, no, you got to do it that way, and you're struggling to find your own way. So don't struggle. Just do it your own way. There's no rules. There really aren't. Even in tarot. Sure, the meanings have similarity, but I feel each deck and the person who's doing the reading is a filter for their experiences and how the message is meant to come through. This is why there's so many people and so many decks. And then we have the 7 of Swords. So notice he's holding them by the tips. He's not going to use these swords. He's just taking away the knowledge, the power from anything that makes him feel subservient. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you shuffle.